Welcome to McArthur Live with Sarah.
Maybe.
So I tried clicking in. Welcome, everybody. Sarah, how you doing?
I'm good.
She's at the home base in Salina,
Yeah.
and I'm actually in Atlanta, Georgia right now in a hotel room again.
Yeah. Moving your cup.
Spent several days in hotel rooms. So for those of you, of course, don't forget, let's just go get through this. We are recording this as a podcast as well. So if you want to listen in and listen to podcasts, go to one of our your favorite podcasting live stream or streaming platforms other than Apple podcasts, and you can listen to it there. If you're listening to it, you want to take a look at some of the photos that we have in today's live stream on YouTube. You want to go over to the YouTube, and that link will be in the description as well. So, all right. So, Sarah and I both probably sound a little nasally here because we stayed at a hotel in Vegas for a couple of days that we believe have been smoked in, and it just stirred up all our allergies for both of us. And
asthma on my end. It's not fun.
So anyway, pardon that, but I'm feeling okay. I don't know about you, but other than congestion. But I am in another hotel here, though, is nice. At the Omni Hotel in Atlanta, so it is a nice hotel. In fact, I had dinner, and it was kind of like, I got to get to my live stream. I'm going to miss dessert. And they're like, here, take it to go. It's over there waiting for me. So they let me take it, and they even got me a Coke to go as well. So awesome people.
All right.
Anyway, we'll get into why I'm here and what's going on with some other people from McArthur and other dealers in just a little bit. We'll get into that. But yeah. So, how's it been going the last couple of days? I haven't seen you in a couple of days.
Yeah. Busy. Kids are still crazy and rambunctious, even though we're trying to recover. So crazy.
The kids don't stop.
No.
Even when you're feeling sick.
Yeah.
All right. So looking forward to tonight's live stream. We'll talk about some dealer news updates, some scheduling information, and everything, and kind of go over that. It is actually continuation of October's allocations still. I thought this would be the first week of November's allocations, but it is not. So this is still finishing out October's allocations for dealers that still have any left to fulfill those by Ford. So it looks like next week will be the start of November's allocations. Anyway, so we'll go over that just a little bit. See what else we usually cover.
Merch. We have merch. I have my cup.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Sarah made our slogan there, or phrase, whatever you want to call it, and she had it put on a mug. But she's gonna. If you guys like that, especially the ladies out there, it's got flowers on it, right, and stuff.
Sunflowers, which a lot of people caught on that most Tuesday nights. I was wearing a sundress most of the summer with sunflowers, so I had to add on my sunflowers to that.
So we'll get Sarah to upload that if any of the ladies want that put on a shirt or a mug or something like that. We'll make that available. And the phrase is up there too. It's just more from block lettering if you want it on a shirt. But Sarah will work on some other things for us for future things. But there's other hats and stuff on there as well. So feel free if you want to. I really don't make much on those. So, I mean, it's just there for if you guys want it. So make it available. And if I want it. So that's usually how I do it. But anyway, all right. Other than that, members, should we talk about members? You can talk about members?
Yes. Sorry. Membership. If you would like to become a member, you got to go to the join button. It's right over there by that subscribe button on YouTube. From there, if you are an iPhone user, you have to do things differently. And you got it. Okay. You have to go to your web browser, go up to the top, click the little A and big A and request desktop browser. From there, you should be able to see your join button. Our members get different content along with the regular content that can be found under the community and membership tabs. They get a Then they give a lot walk each week. They get a live extra little live stream each week on Friday.
I did a video here in Atlanta yesterday. We had the morning off, and so I took video of what all I was doing, Centennial Park and such. So you get little, travel footage and stuff like that.
Still need to upload some of the SEMA footage that I have for members.
Yep. So, when we think of, sometimes I'm like, oh, this would be cool, just for the members. So sometimes there's things that that are more insider stuff, like I said, more about us and such, that if you just want to support us and you want some of that fun content like that, and then we put that on for our members. So,
yeah.
All right. Speaking of that, do you have
a dealer moment?
Shout out to members?
Oh, yeah. Shout out. Yep.
Shout out our members. You guys have the coffee.
So I didn't star anyone, but we have ML Culpepper here saying still warm in South Florida.
It's I actually like it.
Ragnarcon is in here. Don't know when you popped in here, but we have Niles in here, one of our moderators and member. He's also an employee here at McArthur. So if you have any aftermarket questions, hit at Niles Gridley and he'll answer those.
I got one for him.
Oh, yeah. We have Richview, also one of our moderators, our main moderator. Very helpful. Let's see. We have Keith Stiff in the house with us. They were talking up here. Trying to find where y'all were talking.
Mm-hmm. Matt Lopez is in there.
Yeah, we have Matt Lopez. Elizabeth. She changed her name.
Mike M.
Mike M is here. We have Terry McGee. Marine Vet, Justin from Wheel and Storm Mountain here on Colorado Front Range. Was a beautiful day.
Awesome.
I think maybe that's where Lebo and I need to retire, is Colorado. Mm-hmm. Lene, thanks for the invite, but I'm not in the best condition. They're all inviting each other to their states. Arquibido says, I'm back. Good evening, all. Watching the sunset at 4 p.m. isn't the same. I agree, because then you still have I think it's at 5 right now around here, 5 or 6. And you have 3 more hours before bedtime. So what else are you supposed to do? We have Branson. Hello from Atlanta, Georgia. And you shouted out Terry and Mike. JG Mav. And I noticed you starred electrified light vehicles.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, lots of great members here. We really like talking with them.
Thank you to our members. So we appreciate them. So
thank you for joining us tonight.
And everybody, also, if you're not a member, thanks for joining us. But all right. Okay. Let's see some videos that we've done in the last week. We did a lot of some SEMA content over the weekend. And I still have more videos. I got about 3 more SEMA videos to do. I think we did one, cover the one on the Bronco and the Bronco Sport, as well as the Maverick, which is actually a lot of people watching that one. The Ranger as well, the new Ranger ORV package is going to be available in 24 Ranger, which you look at that and go, maybe I don't need a Raptor. If I could get that in a 2.7 and then add that package to it, it looked pretty cool. And then the Mustang one's coming probably tomorrow. We do have the RTR has a new package, so we did a video on that. So you'll see those coming here in the next couple of days as well. So there you go. All right. And don't forget about the channels that we support. I didn't get a chance yesterday or Sunday to watch, Johnny's Car Care Reviews live stream, but also All Terrain Nation. Theirs was last night. We were having dinner last night. Didn't get a chance to check his out. But of course, we have Ragnar Khan's channel. He has some fun. He kind of does install videos like I do. Just mine aren't always like install videos, but here's some things that I saw were an issue or a glitch or whatever. He has some really good videos on things there. Of course, we also have Second Nature Overland, Bird Dog Overland as well, Bronco Nation, all those. So make sure you check out those links if you're looking for other channels that you'd like to watch. Those are some of the channels that I watch. So, all right, moving on. Good dealer.
Yeah.
Want to do that?
So our good dealer tonight is John Kennedy Ford in Festerville, Pennsylvania. I had the best experience ever buying a new truck. No games at all. Everything that was promised was delivered. Only problem, 562-day wait to get my truck. Not the dealer's fault. Supply issues. Very happy. No ADM or silly add-ons. $1,750 private offer and $500 Farm Bureau rebate were applied. And then they had $500 dealer cash and could not be happier.
Awesome. All right.
So John Kennedy Ford in Festerville, Pennsylvania.
Can't go wrong with good old John Kennedy. Anyway, all right. Just getting some things in place here. All right, so we are ready to go over scheduling information. I think when I do that, Sarah, I'll just click it just over to me. Sound good? All right, let me do that. All right, so scheduling information, I'm actually going to need to pull up this. Couldn't get it printed off because I was here when it came out. All right, so we're going to go over scheduling information for this week. And as I mentioned, before I get in, I'll get into some of the terms and all that here in a second. But don't forget that this is a carryover still from October's allocations. So keep that in mind. So here's some of the terminology we want to kind of review that we might bring up here. Some of these words and what these things mean. The order bank is where the orders are placed by dealers, stock as well as retail orders. And a retail order is a customer placed order, typically a sold order in a sense, whereas stock orders are placed by the dealer for stock or for lot inventory. Priority codes are priorities given to an order based on the order type and or the priority that you want. So retail orders are usually 03 to 19. Dealers can change on those if they have a good loyal customer that buys a ton of vehicles. That's their prerogative. They want to give them an 03. Or the other ones, they can just put them all. We put all ours in. It's 10 no matter what, but you'll see stock ones are 20 to 80. So retails are always going to be looked at before a stock because the lower the better. It's like golf. So there you go. Scheduling, that's when Ford schedules an order for production date in future months. And that's what we're going to talk about here is model lines that are scheduling and for what build dates and production dates we might be looking for that to be scheduled. So if you have an order in, production date is the date when the vehicle is planned to be built. Those dates can move around. Once it gets scheduled, it's scheduled so far in advance that sometimes things happen. They've got to situate things to make it work for the production. So you might see your dates move. That's very typical. Nothing wrong there. Allocations, Ford gives dealers allocations to schedule their orders. Dealer needs an allocation to schedule an order in the order bank. So we talk about this week that somebody model might schedule if a dealer has an allocation for that model. Like for us, Mavericks might be scheduling, but we have 0 Maverick allocations, so none of ours will get scheduled. So, and the dealer earns allocations from their sales of each model within their region and such. So that's how those are figured out. Constraints, those are options that are maybe in short supply or may take longer to build because that reason the capacity is lower, which is capacity, the planned production rate of a given motor, trim, option, something like that. Job 1 and 2 is production run for a model year is usually split into a couple different jobs, job 1 and job 2. We'll talk about Mustang is actually just starting job 2, or it's just balanced out job 1. which the next phrase, balance out, is the end of production or balance out for something that's needs produced, like an option model or job 1 or job 2 balance out. So there you go. It's all the terminologies there. All right. So let me pull this up. Excuse me. All right. Starting with 24 Mustang, no scheduling this week. 24 model year job 1 has balanced out. And some people might have said, well, if I still have an order in there, does that mean I won't get scheduled? No, you'll be a job 2. And typically there's not a lot of differences between job 1 and job 2. There actually, I don't think there's been a price increase or anything. And I have seen new order guide for that, but I haven't had a chance to look and see if there's anything different for this, for that production for the job 2. That's just usually just kind of carries over and keeps scheduling. So you don't have to worry about that if you have an unscheduled order in there. Dealers with, it does say BTS Mustang Dark Horse allocation must place an eligible order without the Dark Horse package, or allocation may be lost. And I think they actually mean the handling package. They didn't add that word in there. Indoor and allocation fulfillment order may be generated. So basically they're saying if you earned a Dark Horse allocation, for you to fulfill that allocation, you must, right now they're not doing the handling package, you must take that off to get it scheduled, or you will lose that Dark Horse allocation, which you don't want to take a chance in doing. All right. Let's see here. I do have to use 2 different sheets for this. So on Mustang, it looks like there's currently 1,126 unscheduled retail orders in the order bank right now. So not too many there. And it looks like about 51% of those are GT performance package. So those take up almost over 500, almost 600 of those orders. Let's see, nothing else. Black painted roof is 42%, which is pretty high. You might, think about that. That's included in the Night Pony package. So, all right, Escape. Moving on. And order banks are open up for the 24 model year Mustang too, by the way. 24 Escape. It is, we have, since I already have the sheet up, we have 823 unscheduled retail orders. Not too many there. I believe order bank is opened up for that. Let me go back over. I got to go back from sheet to sheet here. All right. They are not, Escape is not scheduling this week. And yes, the order bank is open up for the Escape. Remember, base is not available. And I believe active is retail only orders. So that's it on Escape. No constraints or anything. 24 model year Bronco Sport is not scheduling this week. Order banks are open up. Note, there's not showing constraints because there's not any scheduling. And currently there is only 259 unscheduled orders. So not too many right there. So that's pretty safe that you could put in an order for about any configuration and you probably get scheduled on a Bronco Sport pretty quickly. So no problems there whatsoever. So go for it, right? If you're wanting a Bronco Sport, don't feel like you have to take one off the dealer a lot. You want a 24, you can do that. Oh, I have a video on the Black Diamond off-road package, by the way, the Bronco Sport that hopefully we can get going live by the end of the week. 24 model year Edge. It is scheduling. They're scheduling for January production dates. So the weeks of actually December and January. It does say January in here. So maybe primarily those production weeks in January through the week of January 29th. Edge ST is balanced out. Edge ST is done forever. So, and I believe the order banks are closed now on 24 model year Edge. So hopefully you got your order in there. Let's actually see how they're doing on Edge. They have 1,531 unscheduled retail orders. Not too many there. Yeah, they do have 9% of those orders are the 2.7 liter engine, which is the ST. And since it's balanced out, 0% capacity. So those will not get scheduled. So whatever 9% of probably about 150 of those orders won't get built. So that's kind of how that would work. So there you go. All right, moving on. 24 model year Ranger. No scheduling this week. Scheduling will resume on 12/14. So they're not going to schedule for a while because they already have all those orders that were waiting to be built before they went on the strike. So they have, orders kind of already, probably moved to December and probably November and December build dates, maybe even January. So for that reason, they're not going to be scheduling until December's allocations. So dealers probably get 0 allocations this month. And then the order banks are open up for the 24 model year Ranger, including the Ranger Raptor. Currently, unscheduled orders. Let's see what that's sitting at. Got to scroll down a little bit because they got this out of order. All right. Give me a second.
Gotta say, are you having trouble reading without your glasses?
No. It's pretty big on here, but the screen is kind of small. So I'm going to use
my joke is that your glasses are sitting right here.
I got another pair.
Okay.
So 24 model year Ranger unscheduled orders is 3,703. So, but they can take orders, and that shouldn't take them long to get most of those fulfilled there. All right. Moving on, 23 model year Bronco, same factory here. MAP restarted production on 11/2, and schedule will resume this week. So they let's go keep reading though, because I don't know how many are going to get scheduled. It said any scheduled order cancellations due to plant stoppage and our current capacity will be communicated as soon as possible. So there's probably communication coming out soon about any canceled orders. 23 model year Bronco is planned to balance out on December 22nd. Again, don't forget Shadow Black paint, Raptor, Heritage Limited are balanced out for 23 model year. And then also the 2-door Heritage and Heritage Limited are not yet available for 24 model year. An important note in here says scheduled 23 model year Bronco Heritage and Bronco Heritage Limited editions for 2-door orders were canceled due to supplier issues and balance out timing. Further information will be communicated as soon as possible. And you can't place an order. So some of you, if you got scheduled for 23, you might have got your order canceled. We'll get communication on whose those were. Dealers will. So you want to, once that comes out, I'll let you guys know so you can communicate with your dealers, because you'll just need to make sure that at this point you can't place a new 24 order yet, because that's not available either. So you're just going to have to hold out until that does, or place a 4-door Heritage Edition. So sim order. Okay. Yeah. Anyway. And then order banks are open up for 24 model year, except for Heritage Limited 2-door. So, and I always say Heritage Limited, but to be honest, most of those are whatever they want to build for the dealer. So, and then any constraints, I'm going to look at this and see. I don't know, again, since it doesn't show a model year, I think it's for all Broncos, both model years. Currently 9,117 orders in the order bank. It's got to be just the 23 model year, because that number hasn't really moved lately. So in the last couple of weeks, currently 16,000 of those orders out of the 9,000 are Heritage Editions with a capacity of 3%, but that's 3% for the entire year. So really about most of the models are within constraint. You shouldn't have any issues, especially, once they get to scheduling, start scheduling 24s, then you should be fine. Yeah, so it's pretty good. The only thing, Sasquatch is 40% and Lux Package is 40% for the capacity, but they're real close to that in the orders. So I would, you should be good to ordering about anything on a Bronco. Everglades is a lower percentage as well for 24 model year. So if you did place an Everglades, that's getting produced at a very small number, 2.5%, I think, something like that. So you might just, if you have an Everglades order, and just be willing to wait. That's all I can say. But they haven't started scheduling 24 yet. And if you have a 23 model year Bronco and it's still unscheduled, you need to place a 24. Except for those Heritage Edition 2-doors, of course. All right. So yeah, just go ahead and put those in. Those 23s will just get canceled. They just won't get built. So Ford doesn't carry orders over from one model year to the next. The dealer has to place a new order. That happens on all models. Had to do that for 24 Maverick, For Super Duties, everything else, no different there. 24 model year Maverick, cleanup scheduling this week, which again means if a dealer has an allocation, they're going to try to fulfill that allocation if they can. So they really want to try to. They're scheduled for build dates in December, so the weeks through December 25th. It does say exhausted availability is on the hybrid transmission, but they will schedule some hybrids probably. It's just exhausted. It means it's, they're running out of those transmissions for right now for this production run that they're scheduling for. Carbonized gray painted alloy wheel, which is a standard on the XLT, is a struggle there. Splash guards as well is exhausted. So if you have, if you're looking at an EcoBoost Lariat, you're looking pretty good. About probably any EcoBoost other than XLT. So anyway, let's look at unscheduled orders. Let's see, where's that? Where am I at, Bronco? So my commodity report and my schedule report are on, they're not not the same. So, all right. So unscheduled orders for Maverick, we have 36,771 unscheduled orders. So there you go. And then, yeah, we do know that, XL is a little over constraint. 46% of those are XL. But again, it's just going to take longer for XLs to get scheduled, but they are within capacity for the year. So I know that shows 23. People look at this report, and I have to explain it every time. 23% is their capacity. That's for a year. So when you look at it that way, you got to look at it that we still have several months of production yet. And 46% of the 36,000 unscheduled orders are XL. So not necessarily mean just because that number is bigger doesn't mean that they can't build them. It just will take longer. It just means they can't schedule them all in 1 month, right? That's all that means. And then XLT is well within that number, and so is the Lariat trim and the luxury packages. So there you go. As well as the trimmer. There's only 1% of the orders in the order bank are trimmer right now. So if you wanted a trimmer, you can get scheduled about any trim. Well, I guess you can't get on XL, but you can get scheduled about either XLT or Lariat pretty quickly if you have the trimmer. And you probably could even slide in bed covers at that point. I know I told you not to put those on there, but since they've got to schedule trimmers, they will schedule trimmers. If you had a trimmer with like those other items, they're more likely to give you that item because they need to get the trimmer scheduled than to give that bed cover, whatever, to another order. So that's something to keep in mind as well. So let's see here. Moving on. No other notes there. 20 is showing 23 and 24 model year Explorer. So the order banks are open up for those. Also, it says 23 model year update. The plant restarted production 11/2. And then it says 23 model year Explorer is planned to balance out December 22nd. Scheduling for 23 model year is complete. So if you have a 23 unscheduled, place the 24 because you're not going to get the 23 if it's not already scheduled. It says we do not anticipate moving current build dates. Please refer to the window for any updates. That's a message for dealers. We had orders scheduled through the week of 11/27. Therefore, reprogramming will resume from that date. Or it says programming will resume from that date. However, any scheduled order cancellations due to the plant stoppages and our current capacity will be communicated as soon as possible. So that's another model that we're going to be waiting on to see if any orders get canceled. In fact, I think we had some stock ones get canceled already on Explorer. So they will always cancel stocks before touching any retails. So see, please note, scheduled stock orders with a December build date have the highest probability of cancellation. So makes sense, right? 24 model year update. We're currently wholesaling 24 model year Explorer volumes for January and February startup production. We will start scheduling 24 model year orders on 11/30. So that's when they'll start scheduling them. So there you go. And it does say no scheduling this week. Order banks are open up for the 24 model year. Don't forget, King Ranch, Timberline are going away after this year. Or not going away for good, but they will not be available 25 model years. So if you're wanting those, you might want to order those. And let's see how many unscheduled orders we have of that. And I assume this number is for 20. It's probably actually for 23 still. We probably don't know a good number yet. It says 246, but I think that's 23 model year. So let's see here. Next is 24 model year Expedition. Kentucky Truck Plant restarted production on 11/2 as well, and scheduling will resume 11/30. Platinum will require the optional 22-inch wheel. Platinum will require the multi-contoured seat removal option, so it will not have it to be scheduled for production. And the limited 302A will require sandstone trim. Order banks are open up for 24 model year Expedition currently, so you can place those orders. And there's only about 1,243 unscheduled orders. 45% of those are platinum with the standard wheel. So those people need to get that. They need to add the optional wheel. So those 45%, I feel bad for them because their dealer's not paying attention, and they need to order the optional wheel, or that won't get scheduled. So anyway, either that or just the customer's like, nope, I'll hold out. So in that case, they'll sit there. All right. 24 model year Super Duty. Order banks are open up. Sorry. Let's look at how many unscheduled are. Then I'll go through all the constraint list. Maverick, Ranger, F-150. Sorry. Super Duty. 26,778 unscheduled retail orders, so not too many. Really, when you think about it, they produce about 10,000 or something a month. That's not too bad. All right. So, Kentucky Truck Plant production started again or restarted on 11/2. It says schedule will resume this week. So they will schedule if you have open allocations, and so, since they haven't scheduled for several months or several weeks, that might happen for you. So, to maximize capacity, scheduled orders may be pushed out to January build dates. Please refer to WebDo for any updates. Again, they're trying to figure this all out, move everything around to get started back up. Scheduling production weeks at Kentucky Truck Plant will be 11/27 through the weeks of December 18th. 24 model year job 1 balance out will be on 12/22. Interesting. Scheduling production weeks at Ohio Truck Plant will be from 1/1 through 1/22. With 24 model year job 1 balance out will be 1/25. Again, those are different plants. Ohio usually builds your chassis cabs and such, and F600s and such. And then Kentucky usually builds your ones with beds on them. So typically. All right. Limited availability on the F350 and Lariat. Exhausted availability on King Ranch and Platinum. Limited availability for the 20-inch chrome wheel. The KBK frame, which is optional on the F350 two-wheel drive with diesel engines, and the 168-inch dually. These are all the same ones we've had the last several weeks. Dana axle with the heavy-duty rear, which is available on the F450, 550 dually with the 6.7 engine, and F600 chassis cabs with the 7.3 liter engine. The fifth wheel gooseneck hitch prep package, not available with the drop-in bed liner or the bed mat. That option is limited availability. The 179-inch wheelbase fuel tank, low sulfur, is also limited. The transfer case that's standard on the F600 4x4s with the 7.3 liter gas or the 6.7 diesel engine, and the 193-inch wheelbase or 205-inch wheelbase chassis cabs. I think they fixed that. Nope, it's down below. All right. Let's see what else. And also limited availability for the fifth wheel hitch kit. It's also that's also limited. Exhaust availability for the following items: 20-inch bright machine and matte black low gloss painted alloy. That I think is the Lariat Sport wheel. And then the tire that's on the dualies Also is exhausted, it says, which is standard on your chassis cabs and F600s XL and XLT. The LK frame, I should just say what they are. The HBK frame, the GBK frame, and the SEK frame. So a lot of frames that are just exhausted and they're needing to get in. The 193-inch wheelbase, which is optional on the XL, XLT, F450, and 550, and 600 chassis cabs, and the 205-inch wheelbase, which is optional on the XL and XLT chassis. 4x4 front axles that are available on the F450, 550, 600 with the 4.3 or the 4.88 ratio. Regular rear axle is exhausted, as well as two-wheel drive Dana axle. That's optional on the F450, 550, 600 with the dually and 4x4 pickup or two-wheel drive chassis cabs. Whew, that's a word. Dana axle rear, that is optional on the F350, 450 dually pickup and the F600 dually with the 6.7 diesel engine. All right, low running frame, PB also, and then also the 360-degree dual beacon LED strobe lights, the amber white, as well as just the full amber is exhausted, as well as heavy duty alternator that's standard on the XL gas, and the Baja tan interior. Whew, that's a lot. All right. Anyway, so there you go. I'm going to start comparing that to the week before and see if there's any difference. All right, moving on. 24 model year F-150. Order banks are open up right now. See how many unscheduled orders there are for that. Currently 4,384, so it's building up a little bit, but not more than what they can schedule in 1 week. So that's pretty good. Most everything's within constraints pretty easily. I mean, so you should be good to pretty much order whenever you want, unless you want a drummer, of course. All right. Scheduling week, they are scheduled for the week of January 29th. 23 model year is balanced out. Should know that by now. 24 model year is January production for ICE. Raptor 802A and 803A will not be selected for scheduling for the next several weeks. Enter your Raptor orders as 801A or you will lose your Raptor allocation. So if you have Raptor allocation, make sure they're 801s. They're not going to schedule your order. You will lose the allocation. Well, they make it sound that way anyway, or they get carried over to next month. Anyway, 24 model year F-150 Lightning. We know the order banks are open up right now. We don't have any numbers on how many unscheduled. Scheduling for the week of January 29th, and 23 model year is balanced out. So there you go. So that 24 model year Mach-E is not scheduling. Order banks are open up for the Select and the Premium. The California Route 1 is gone, is not available for 24, and GT isn't available yet, and Rally isn't available yet. So we'll get more information as soon as we find that out as well. Do we have any number of how many here? Yeah, just keep on scrolling. All right, Mach-E's that moved up here to the top. So there it is. 47 unscheduled orders for 23 model year. Doesn't show 24 yet, probably because we don't have enough information yet. All right. 24 model year Transit finishes out our vehicles. Order banks are open up right now. I will have to take me a little while to get down to how many unscheduled orders there are. Don't forget, if you have a 23 that went unscheduled, you need to place the 24 order because 23 has been balanced out. Currently 6,516 unscheduled Transit orders. That I don't think that includes the e-Transit. They are scheduling for the week of December 18th. This is cleanup scheduling. Again, a dealer needs an allocation. And exhaust availability for the 3.5 EcoBoost, the high roof extended passenger van, the high roof long passenger van, the low roof passenger van, the mid roof van cargo, and the medium roof passenger van bus, as well as all two-wheel drives. And well, that's about everything other than the transit trails. Also, the AM/FM with the 4-inch productivity screen as well. And limited availability for the 3.5 V6 Cyclone engine, the low roof van, transit trail package, and heavy duty cargo flooring, as well as extended length running boards. So there you go. That is that. Okay. That's scheduling. You back with me?
I'm there, but now you're not up.
Oh. There's that.
There we go.
There. All right. So that is scheduling. Any questions on some of that? Again, this is still finishing out October's allocation. So
Yeah.
Any allocations for November that dealers have open until next week. So
yeah. When will Ford schedule 24 F450 XLT?
This week probably. I mean, like I said, there are some when they say exhausted and limited doesn't mean there's not a chance. So they schedule every week on like Super Duty and F-150s. They schedule every single week. There's not a week where they don't schedule trucks. So they will be scheduling Super Duties. So they said they're starting back up this week, right? So they have been scheduling because the plant's been down, right? But that is back and start scheduling again this week, right? So do they still make super cabs? Yep, they do.
All right.
Depends on the trim level and all that. They pretty much limited to the lower trim levels, XL, XLT.
Yeah. So where are the Mavericks? I ordered mine in July. Still no word. It depends on the dealer. If you ordered brand new for the 24 model year and did not order a 23 before that, then you would probably be behind anyone that they had that ordered for 23 and rolled over to 24. So until your dealer gets all of them scheduled, you'll be behind all of them.
Yep. Ordered in July, still no word. Yeah, so they ordered in July, so that would be a 24. So if you didn't order, like what last September originally, we had to reorder. What was that? Did we reorder in July of this year? Was that July?
Yes.
So yeah, so if yours is a new, like Sarah said, if it's a new order in July, yeah, Ford is really, I can tell based on the allocations we're getting from Mavericks, and since we have primarily carryover orders. Looks like to me that Ford really wants to get the 23 carryovers scheduled first, and they're prioritizing those orders within the dealership. If a dealer doesn't have any carryovers, you're not going to see that. So if you're out there and you're comparing, hey, this person just put a new order and they got scheduled, why haven't I? I'm a carryover. Again, it is within your dealership. You have to look and see what dealer they're with. Maybe they're with a dealer that has no carryovers, and you have a dealer that has 200 carryovers. That is going to totally impact your order. And a lot of people say, well, that's not fair. That's just the way it is. It's been this way for years. This is how ordering has worked for years. And they didn't change it just because a new model came out and changed that process. So it's not online ordering and such like that. So it's not going to be prioritized in that way. So dealer has to earn allocation, have to get an allocation, you have to have an allocation. And then you're put in line based on that, the priority system. So just the way it is.
All right.
Whether we think it's fair or not, it's just the way it is.
We have, what is job 1, job 2?
Yeah, I explained it. They put production into 2 different production runs: a first production run and a second production run, and that just allows them that if halfway through the year they're having issues with something severely and orders are getting constrained because of it, and they don't feel like it's going to change for the rest of the year, they can make that change to the order guide during job 1 or at the end of job 1 and then start production job 2 with the changes to the order guide. We saw that with the Bronco Sport was a great example. So job 1 last year, 2023, or was that the year before? I don't know. Anyway, 1 year they had basically the way it worked. I think it was 23 model year. Job 1, your Badlands, came standard with a black roof. Outer Banks came standard with a black roof. Job 2, it was body colored roof on both of those. You had to option up to get the black. And so that was a change they made for some reason because they were having issues with black paint or something, or doing the two-tone. And so they made it easier on themselves to produce more vehicles and get them all produced. So they made that change in the order guide. And that was a job 2 change. They did that on the Maverick with the controls on the temperature. They decided for some reason they had supplier issues getting the little screen that's showing the temperature on there. So they changed it to just having an icon and it showing up on the screen. And that was a change they made because of supplier issues. And that was a change they made for job 2. So that just allows the flexibility of making those changes at halfway through the year. So
yeah. So my 23 unscheduled Lariat Mav changed to XL Eco in 24. Got scheduled last week and it's being built as the Lariat. Dealer said COVP was an XL. Ford mess up or dealer. So
Ford doesn't mess up.
Unless you are getting built a 23. Or no, 24 is in production now.
Yeah. So if you had an unscheduled Lariat Maverick, probably what they did was they put it in as because I know I did this. We had to put 300 and some orders in, and we didn't know if it was going to close fast or not.
Yeah.
So we took all of our orders based on what they were for 23. We reordered all of them for 24 and told sales guys, you need to confirm that order with your or with your customers and make sure they're good. If they need to make any changes, let's get them made. But at least now they're in. We can, and they're good. Now let's go ahead and confirm that orders. So your dealer might have done the same thing. Or if, that name.
Well, it says COVP was XL. But is your dealer saying it's being built as a Lariat, or is it your email?
Okay, the COVP doesn't actually show what trim.
Well, when he signed paperwork to confirm COVP.
No, okay. You don't sign paperwork to confirm COVP. What you're signing is your order sheet. The only person that sees the COVP information is the dealer. The customer doesn't see that. So when it's submitted, the copies are submitted to Ford as COVP. Ford doesn't actually care what trim level it is. Although now the body code does differentiate the different trim levels, and it's easier this year. But in past years, you couldn't tell if it was XL, XL2.
So Nathan Wolf, did you sign your order with XL on it? And did you see paperwork with XL on it?
And keep in mind, they can print a sheet and not submit it. So just because you see an order sheet that's printed that way, and I'd ask them for what you really need to do is, if you think that they messed up, is ask to see all the COVPs for your vehicle. Or not COVPs, the DORAs. Ask to see all the DORAs for your vehicle. Say, can you have all the DORAs printed off for me? And yes, they can. The inventory manager as well as the general sales manager can print off DORAs.
Yeah.
And what they'll do is there'll be a DORA that's a dealer order receipt acknowledgement form. And that is proof of what you ordered or what the dealership ordered for you. Again, remember, the dealer's ordering from Ford, you're ordering from the dealer. And so more than likely what happened is it was put in as the Lariat, and they might have made the change and not hit the submit button. We've actually had that happen. It's human error. We've had that happen where, a salesperson made some changes, print off a sheet and say, hey, go ahead and make sure the customer's good with that. And then they go back and save it and don't submit it. And then they didn't get changed and updated. And then it got built as the other.
Here's his answer. Sign the order build with an XL. Dealer said COVP was submitted as change. I checked order status using VIN and says Lariat. I'll ask for DORAs. Would they have a date on them?
Okay. Now, the question is, when you're saying that the VIN says Lariat, are you talking about the window sticker, or are you talking about what your order tracker says? Because I don't trust that at all.
No. We have people saying, oh, my color is white on here, but I'm supposed to have blue. Can you check your order?
And it's blue, but when they originally did it, the very first, if they submitted that order first as a Lariat, and then they changed it to an XL later, when they submitted that order to Ford at that time on the email system is showing probably a Lariat. So just because the email you got from Ford says it's a Lariat doesn't mean that's what it is. So I would have your I would. The Dora is what I'd worry about. Yeah, I'd ask for the Doras and see the dates, because what you might have is you might see the original Dora when it was ordered as a Lariat, and then you might see a Dora dated a couple weeks later where you made the change that you wanted the XL, and then that would be what you see, and that's how it should be built. Now, the most current Dora is how it's going to be built. So, because once it schedules, it gets another Dora, because that Dora will have the VIN number on it. So anyway, hopefully that helps.
Yeah.
But
All right, I don't have any more for scheduling.
All right. Well, I have some dealer news updates. Let me see where I'm at. Right here. Let's get into. So I got a few dealer news, not a lot, just a few. It won't take too long. All right. First one is that Bronco Off-Rodeo is going to be available to the public as a half-day event. I think I have that in my phone here, which is kind of cool. Here it is. So it's an off-day event. They actually launched it with Sydney Sweeney doing some social media stuff, the actor, where she went and experienced it and everything. So it's a half-day adventure. So it's not a full day like you'd get if you had a Bronco. So if you don't have a Bronco, but you want to go to it, you can do it. You learn all the features of the Bronco culture, all that kind of stuff. It is really cool. I've been to a couple of dealer ones, and I think we're going to be going to Moab in December. So to off-rodeo, and because I've never fulfilled mine. So anyway, let me see. There is actually, it has the cost in here, which at first I thought was really expensive, and then I read on. So the half-day adventure at Bronco Off-Rodeo starts at $795 per vehicle. It includes a driver and up to 3 guests. So when you think about it that way, like I get it for free, but then I got to pay like $400 or $500 for my wife to go. So that's 2 of us for $500 when I get it for free. This is $795. It is half day though, but it does get you 4 people in. So it could be a fun afternoon. Those interested can book reservations to attend half-day adventure at Bronco Off-Rodeo at Las Vegas, Moab, or Texas. So 3 locations. So kind of cool. But anyway, that is open to the public now. I think right now they're just kind of struggling with some people, using theirs. It's been a couple of years and I'm finally just now using mine just because they said it expires. And we were actually just wanting to book it for next fall and go to New Hampshire. But they said, no, you have to use it by December 16th. And so and there's only locations that were available where New Hampshire wasn't available with any open dates. So it was like, I guess we'll go to Moab and see Melissa. So anyway. All right. The next one is the EV, just to kind of go over some EV stuff. So some news here on the federal tax credit change for the mach-e. So mach-es will not qualify for federal tax credit beginning January 1st of 24. Doesn't have to do with the model year. It has to do with the date. So if you purchase a vehicle after mach-e after January 1st of 24, it will not qualify for the 3750 tax credit. And a little birdie told me tonight, they had no idea who had at their table, but they said it has to do with the change in the law of the how much of the vehicle needed to be made in America. So on the mach-e, not enough of the battery components and materials are come from America. So that's why it doesn't qualify. So it doesn't say anything in here about Lightning. So I assume the Lightning is still going to be good. But there you go. Also, speaking of that, let's talk about incentives on these vehicles. So 23 model year Ford F-150 Lightning. If you find one of those out there at a dealer lot or you have yours come in, the XLTs will get a $1,500 rebate. The Lariat and Platinum, $7,500 rebate. Or if you want to lease, XLT gets $1,500, Lariat gets $5,000, and Platinum gets $7,500. Now, for the mach-e, This has to be looked at a couple different ways. So if you're looking for a 23 model year Mach-E, new now is a low APR offer of 1.9% up to 60 months for all trim levels, which is pretty awesome. And it doesn't say job 1 or job 2. Or if you want to take rebates instead, for job 1, select, it is $3,000 dealer cash. It says it's calling it dealer cash. So dealers may not disclose this to you, but they do get it. So difference between dealer cash and regular bonus cash is that the dealer doesn't have to disclose it to the customer. It's given to the dealer and it's not customer facing. So there you go. So some dealers are probably gonna be mad at me. Job 1, Mach-E Premium gets $2,000 dealer cash and $3,000 retail bonus cash. So that's $5,000. And that's for the extended range, though. The $3,000 bonus cash is compatible with the other is for the extended range battery. Job 1, California Route 1 gets $2,000 dealer cash. The GT, Job 1, gets $3,000 dealer cash and $3,000 retail bonus cash. So that's $6,000. Now, Job 2s, these are anything made after January or May 1st, I believe. And the premium gets $3,000 bonus cash with the extended range only. And then the GT gets $3,000 bonus cash. And then, or if you decide you want to lease instead of doing a retail purchase, the Select gets $1,000, or all of them get $1,000 dealer cash. Select.
You froze.
For this now, huh?
You froze for a second.
I did.
You're good now.
Okay. So did you hear everything? Just check with your dealer. There's some good rebates and stuff going on. 24 model year. Mach-E order banks are open up, as we mentioned before, for the Select and the Premium. Extended range with all-wheel drive is now available on the Select for this year. Select now comes with the 19-inch machine-faced aluminum wheel with the high-gloss black painted pockets and is available with the 19-inch high-gloss black painted wheel. And then Premium now features an all-new 19-inch bright machine-faced aluminum wheel, standard with the black painted pockets and available with the sinister bronze painted pockets. And then panoramic fixed glass roof is now optional on the Premium. And a 10-way power driver's seat is now standard on Premium. I think last year was an 8-way. New LED projector headlights with signature lighting are now standard on all trims. Cargo air cover has moved from comfort package into an interior protection package for all trims. Eruption green and glacier gray tri-coat are new colors for this year, and they deleted the California Route 1 as well as the Night Pony package is no longer available, and the colors of carbonized gray and space white are no longer available. So there you go. And then we don't know information yet about the GT and Mach-E Rally. So this says Q1. So and don't forget, when they say Q1, I'd be expecting late February or March. More likely, probably March. So there you go. Lastly is an actual internal McArthur dealer update, and that is on the Maverick. So we have several Mavericks that have come available because customers haven't taken them. Legitimate customer orders, and most of them it's been a while. It's been over a year. They haven't received theirs. A lot of them have purchased other vehicles, and that's why they didn't take theirs. But we are having a Maverick sale then. So anything you find on our website, don't worry. If you watch this live stream and you mentioned, hey, I saw Tim mention on the live stream special pricing, then you get this. You need to make sure you tell them about that. This is a live stream special only. So price on all EcoBoost is MSRP pricing. Hybrid is $1,000 over MSRP. So that's a discount of $1,000 off on EcoBoost from our online pricing and like $1,500 off on our hybrids. So if you're looking to get a deal on a Maverick, we mentioned it just last week or something about, looking at a 24.3 or a 4, you can get a Maverick now off of our lot, MSRP on an EcoBoost, and only $1,000 over on a hybrid. And then our offer, if you want, free shipping, or $1,000 of free shipping, I should say, or travel expenses. If you finance with us at standard rates with at least $20,000 or more, then you will actually maybe 25. I don't know. Anyway, then we can do that as well on top of that. So it'd really be almost, you're getting your shipping to you, covered, most of it anyway. So there you go. Or fly up. I'd love to say hi, pick it up, and drive it home if you want. So there you go. But that is offer is out there. So they wanted me, GM wanted me to let all the customers on the live stream know that is a special live stream special out there. And I guess you could put it on social media and just say, just tell me you saw it on the live stream. But if you put it out there in the forums or whatever, you can do that if you want. So not sure what happened. We did get a bunch of customers. Of course, you got to remember, we got about 80 vehicles in a month. So when we get that many in, there's going to be a possibility of some customers not taking theirs. And so we do have several on our lot, most of them pictured and such. So, all right.
Last I checked, we had about 30 unpictured, but I think Jeff got through a bunch today.
Well, that's total, not just Mavericks, but yeah.
No, there were 14 Mavericks, I think.
Not pictured?
Yeah. He got through a few today.
It does kind of bother me that some of these customers aren't taking them. I'm like, I really wouldn't. I mean, it is really respectful if you, and some of these customers, they got something after it's family situation that happens, but if that, you have an order with a dealer and you're like, hey, and I'm done waiting, whatever, go tell the dealer, hey, I'm getting a different vehicle, cancel my order. If it hasn't been scheduled, give those other customers a chance to get their orders, and because that's the only thing that bothers me about these is that we didn't have an opportunity. These other people we could have scheduled other people that were planning to take their vehicle, but in some of these cases, you got to remember they do schedule about 2 to 3 months in advance on some of these. So in 2 months, a lot of things can happen in 2 months. So I know that's happened. Some of those situations, it has been, financial situations happened the last couple of months. Or
medical reasons pop up.
Medical reasons, things happen. People buy houses, and so they can't have a loan while they're trying to finance a house. A lot of different scenarios that happen after they get scheduled, and it's like, it's too late. They got scheduled. We've had some people that we had 123 scheduled last month, and we had some that contacted us after it got scheduled and was like, well, I didn't want mine. You got to tell us ahead of time, not after it gets scheduled. At that point, it's too late. Once that order gets scheduled, it's happening. It's getting built, right? So, anyway, but there we go. We have some available for people. So if you don't want to wait, you're not going to be able to get a 24 as cheap as these are.
Just watch last week's live stream. He broke it down for you.
Right. Yeah. Even an EcoBoost, even the hybrids at $1,000 over. I know some of you out there going, shame on you. You shouldn't be a penny over MSRP, and that's fine. But here's the facts. We actually have sold used Mavericks with miles on them, like 10, 20,000 miles for over MSRP. But because they were a used vehicle, people didn't question and people didn't holler and didn't complain about that. It's the value is the value. If we could take all of those hybrid Mavericks and take them all to the auction and make $1,500, $2,500 over MSRP at the auction for these, and nobody knows.
Yep.
We don't want to do that. We want to help customers get a Maverick if they're looking to get one, and I'm guaranteeing you that's the best price in the country. There might be a few dealers that are doing MSRP and just refuse to charge over. But not too many. $1,000 over MSRP for a hybrid is a phenomenal deal. And you could actually buy it, title it, trade it in to Carvana, and probably make money. But anyway, sorry, a little passionate about that because it's a good deal. I am a sales. I'm not really in sales. I kind of consider myself an internet manager and more of an information helping people out with information than selling, but that's just That's a good deal. Nothing wrong with that right there.
Says salespeople need to stay in contact with the customers.
Yeah, we've kind of talked about that.
Oh, someone said my Maverick price from Carvana has dropped from 37 to 27. Prices are dropping fast. They are.
Once we see more we told them, remember in Las Vegas, our Uber driver, we were talking about Mavericks.
Yeah.
And he was wanting to get a Maverick. And I said, well, here you go. If you want to get it in a decent price, wait about 6 months. Because once they've scheduled every unscheduled ones and there's no unscheduled out there, those prices are going to start dropping because that means everybody has theirs and they're going to start building stock.
Yeah.
Once they start building stock, things will really change on those prices. So,
well, I know the used cars are also going. That market's going down right now. I'm, talking to a friend group of mine, and they, one of them needs to buy a car, and everyone in the group says, "Do not buy over KBB. Do not even approach the high number for KBB. Only go for the low number for what KBB's for." And I'm like, you don't get it. And then they're like, you got to argue with the salesman. I'm like, okay, but these salesmen are used to not having to argue. They won't haggle. Like, they are in this state right now where they haven't had to haggle. Their price is set. That's the price. So
it's changing. It's shifted. It's changing.
A different market for sure in the used car market right now.
Yeah, but it is changing, and I mean we'll see that, but yeah, try to book out. I mean, go look and see what a used. Go try to let's pretend I have a 23 that has 100 miles on it, and go see what it appraises for. I think you'll be surprised that it's probably over MSRP still, especially a hybrid. There's a difference there. Hybrid and EcoBoost are a huge difference.
Hybrid is the huge difference.
So, all right. And we might be taking orders. We're going to see. We're thinking that because we have seen what our allocation number is for next month. And so it looks like almost all of our unscheduled orders will get, or our carryovers will get next month. And if that happens, we'll start taking orders. So. All right. So move on to recalls. All right.
I'm moving my mic away so I'm not coughing in people's ears.
Yeah, that's hard. All right. So let's do recalls here. Those I'm gonna have to pull up. So I'm going over to this here. Oh, wrong one. This one. All right.
There you go.
So let's go over these recalls, and I have several sheets for these. And we're not gonna normally do these by the date that they came in, but what just happened? Hold on. Sorry, my Adobe is messing up on me here. All right. Okay. So this first one here is we're going to start with the safety recalls. And this in here is actually a safety recall that's been out for a while, but there is a recent update. And this in here, I was going to look up okay, so this is supplement update number 7 for this one. This is on 2020 to 20. Okay, I'm sorry. I should tell you the recall number. Safety recall 22S26 on 2020 to 2021 model year expeditions, 2020 to 2021 F-150s, 2020 to 2021 navigators, and 2020 to 2022 Super Duties. These with the both front wiper arm replacements. This is actually a recall that's been out for a while. Most vehicles have been fixed, but the update they did on this one was a supply of alternative wiper arms have been identified for the 21 model year F-150 only. So they were having issues with getting parts on some of the F-150s. Sounds like they have an alternative to that. So that's the only update to that. So there you go. And let's see, the next one was another safety recall, number 23S10. This is a new supplement to the one that's already came out. And this is on 21 model year F-150s, both front wiper arm inspection. So this is kind of just on that particular one. So this is on the inspection, not necessarily the repair. And again, on this one it was updated just because they have another supplier that they can get those from and get more of them sent out. So that's kind of redundant. I didn't read these. So the next one is safety recall 23S23, and this is supplement number 4. This is for 2020 to 2023 Explorers and Aviators and 2020 to 2022 Corsairs. This has to do with the 360-degree camera or the rear inoperative camera with the black or blue screen. Does say here that the only update to this one here is that the parts and ordering information was updated. The camera part number for the Corsair has been updated. So that kind of helps dealers get the right camera part that they need on those Corsairs. So that's the only change to that. All right, now we're going to get into some that don't have supplements, but that are new, I think, here. So this one is Safety Recall 23S48, 2020 to 2023 Aviator, 21 Bronco, 2018 to 21 Navigator, 22 to 23 transit vehicles with a 360-degree camera system or the high-definition rear view camera. This is to replace the rear view camera. There was an advance notice that came out October 4th, and this is the actual official one for customers because the letters will go out to customers soon. Let's see, when was that? The mailings will begin by November of 23, it says. So this is so we talked about this recall already in the past. So this 176,837 vehicles are affected by this recall, and this gets that blue or black image on the sync screen. So loss of camera image, of course. I mean, if you just rely on the camera, then you might hit somebody. But anyway, so that's the official one. I usually tell you guys, just like with this in here, this next one is an advance notice. I've told you guys that one back in October 4th. So, all right, this in here is Safety Recall 23S59. This is an advance notice for dealers so they know not to drive these vehicles. So certain 22 to 23 F250s through F600 Super Duties with the wheel hub extensions do not drive these vehicles. It says there's 13. It's just only 13 of them out there. You think with only 13 they could just let them know, but anyway, in some of the affected vehicles, the front wheel hub extension nuts may not be tightened to specification. Insufficiently tightened we know what happened. The nuts will come off, right? Noise while driving and may result in the front wheel and wheel hub extension detachment from the vehicle, increasing the risk of injury or crash. So it does say do not drive, demonstrate, or deliver these vehicles. A complete dealer bulletin will be provided to dealers the week of November 6th, which is this week. So anyway, but we haven't seen it yet. All right. Owners will be advised not to drive the affected vehicles until this repair has been completed. To assist vehicle owners to have this repair completed, dealers are to proactively contact customers, arranged to tow the owner's vehicle to the dealership for inspection, and redeliver the owner's vehicle upon the recall being completed. So pick them a delivery, basically. All right, so there's that one. And then we have 3 more, and these are, we're out of the safety recalls. This is a compliance recall, 23C25. The advance notice came out a while back. This is the official one that's kind of customer facing. 23 model year Super Duty and Escape vehicles with the instrument panel cluster replacement. As you know, we've covered that one. Some of the affected vehicles may not conform to the requirements specified by FMVSS. The instrument cluster screen may fail to illuminate and may appear blank, which will result in customers not having access to driver information communicated to them through the instrument panel cluster display, including vehicle speed, transmission shift, position, warnings, So that cluster is the one you see through the steering wheel. So that screen in front of you. And that's where you see all your settings and some of those things. So letters are going to go out the week of November 20th to owners on this. So that sounds like they actually have the fix on that. 38,616 vehicles are affected with this recall. Escape Super Duties, right? All right. Another, this is a customer satisfaction program, 23B35, for 21 to 23 Bronco vehicles, wiper motor software update. So it says this program will be in effect until December 31st of 2024 with no mileage limit to the program. 193,681 vehicles are affected by this. In affected vehicles, the wiper system may enter a dry detection mode in certain conditions. If this occurs, the wipers slow down to an intermittent speed while in the continuous low or high wiper setting. Wiper speed may be restored by toggling the wiper stock rotary control to another position and back again. So not the end of the world, right? All right. And does it say how many? All right. Yeah, letters are going to go out the week of November 20th to owners on this as well. All right. And that's a customer that's basically saying that if you don't have it happen, you don't have to worry about it, but you have a year to get it done, basically. This is Customer Satisfaction Program 23P16 on 23 model year Super Duties, basically F250s through F600 vehicles equipped with the max recline seats. This is a driver's seat modular software update. This program will be in effect until October 31st of 24. So if yours isn't doing it yet, don't worry about it. Only 510 vehicles are affected by this. So in the affected vehicles, the DSM is not configured correctly and could prevent a diagnostic trouble code from setting if the seat position sensor fault is present. So let's see here. Doesn't mention owner letters will not be mailed on this program. So you won't get anything mailed. Only 500 vehicles are affected by this, 510 to be exact. But there you go. That's all the recalls. There you go. Any questions, Sarah? On that? Probably not.
We actually did.
Oh, yeah? Let's see if I can answer it.
All right.
Already closed all the recalls. So,
what's the status of Mavericks safety recall 23S27 engine failure awaiting third quarter solution?
Well, yeah, I typically will cover them. I'd have to look that one up. So I don't know for sure. 23S27. Let me look here. I might have to just look it up. See, because a lot of times I'll cover the recalls, just any changes to recalls, because Ford and our system just gives us any of those changes. All right. Looks like to me it's just at this point it's I don't know, it's an official recall. It looks like it's here's a field service action. There's advanced notice. There's an update announcement to it. All right. So I think this is the most recent bulletin we have on this. There's been a supplement to that. I don't know. This came out August 29th. All right. Dealers are to perform a speaker test to validate function. Wait, hold on. No, that's a speaker test. No, never mind. That's not the one. So what was the number again? 23. Oh, I searched it since it was a closed search. It searched that. So,
It's not a warranty, more like a safety concern.
The only thing we have so far is just a advanced dealer notice, it looks like, on this one at this point. So we don't have
Okay.
an official recall yet on it.
Yeah.
So. I don't think they have parts available yet. I think that's the problem. So anyway, so it doesn't look like that's. Wait, is it? What was it? 20? Was it 23S27?
Yes. And that VTech actually pulled that. It's a certain 2021-23 model year Corsair, 20 to 23 Escape, and 22 to 23 Maverick vehicles equipped with a 2.5 HEV and PHEV engine under hood fire.
I remember that now. Okay. Well, the underhood fire. I thought they. Here we go. 23S27. All right. So the only thing we have is an advance notice. Came out May 31st. It doesn't look like there's been an update yet. So no update.
So no update. All right.
That I can see. We don't have actually official. The advance notice is mainly for dealers. Technically, me telling you guys is probably frowned upon, but it's really for dealers to know. So if customers calling are having issues, they know that it's a known recall that they're working on, right? So at this point, they don't have an update to it yet. All right.
All right. That was all I had.
Okay. So I don't have an Is It True for this week. So we've been kind of busy the last week. I've been home for like 24 hours. That's it. So since the last live stream. So yeah. So I haven't even been able to barely catch up on emails. So let's get into what's on my mind this week. And not a big thing, just we went to SEMA. Again, we were only there for a day, so you cannot see SEMA in one day. It's impossible. We basically saw one building in a day, and that was it. So we were able to cover the building that had all the off-road stuff. So we didn't actually see all of the Mavericks, but we saw 3 of them. And I guess some people said there were some Mavericks in the tire area and another one. So we didn't actually see those because we didn't go to those buildings. But we did see some Mavericks, and if you guys, hopefully you guys did get a chance to watch that video. If you didn't, you might want to watch it. And I don't know if I can actually pull up. I'm going to see if I can share the folder. I can't. Wait. I can share a screen, which might be kind of weird. All right, this might look kind of weird. Let me minimize this for a second. All right. Better not do that. Okay. Actually, it won't let me. Oh, there it goes. Okay. We're going to try this. Oops, sorry to do that. Okay. That looks kind of weird, but let me get the pictures up. Sarah, you're going to have to tell me how that looks. Can I see the Maverick now?
Yep, it looks good.
All right, so just kind of show you some of the Mavericks that we saw, and we saw a bunch of cool Broncos too and everything, but all kinds of people covered those, like all the Broncos and such like that, Bronco Nation and some of the others, Town and Country and everything. But all right, so this Maverick is in the Air Design booth, and if you guys didn't know, of course, if you follow me, you'll know we are partnered with Air Design, and the owner of Air Design was nice enough to send me some Air Design products that I put on my own Maverick. And so some of those things are on this one too. So you are seeing Can you see my cursor, Sarah? Too? No? Hello, Sarah.
Sorry, I'm not looking at you 1 second.
Okay, well.
Yes, I see your cursor.
Okay, so this event right here is new for 24 model year. I had it put on mine. I painted a carbonized gray to match with the wheels on my trimmer. So that is a lot of people asked about that. That's going to be available in 24 calendar year for most 24. It can go on a 22 or a 23 as well. He may not go on a 25. I don't know. Anyway, and then you can see also the fender flares. Those are they come molded in black, but then you can paint them. This one was painted black, so those are available right now. The hood scoop. Let me see if I have another picture of that. These wheels aren't. These are just custom wheels.
This one looked the coolest, but it's not my favorite build.
Yep. Okay, and then so at the bottom under here, you can kind of see the chin spoiler on the bottom underneath the bumper. So that is new for this year as well. So that is a new 24 item.
I forgot to send you those pictures, didn't I?
And then the hood scoop right here as well is something they already have, but that chin splitter down there is available. So let's see. Now this Maverick here, and
that's my favorite build.
So this in here was pretty cool. This one actually was there last year, Sarah. Some people mentioned in one of the on my message that it was there last year. We weren't there last year, folks. So
we don't know.
We don't know. I do wish there were more Mavericks there. You'd think all the things people can put on these trucks that there would be more of them. So this in here was they only painted the fender flares. Looks like that may be Air Design fender flare they painted, as well as down below. Some of that was the same as last year, from what I understand, as well as the solar panel on the roof.
Yeah.
Hold on. Here you go. So this year shows the retracts system on there with the T-slots or whatever they call it, T-tracks. So you can put like this and had bike racks on there, but you could put like a tent or whatever if you wanted and still have the retractable cover. And it could Bluetooth to your phone. So you could use your phone to open up the cover if you wanted to. And then this slide here that will slide back. So again, watch the video. I kind of, like I said, I covered it in that video really well and kind of did a walk around on that. So that's pretty cool. That was by Lear. This was Lear's booth, and which is pretty cool.
Yeah. I mean, if it wasn't lowered, it'd be the perfect one.
Yeah. And then this in here. So this one is this was a Maverick. Actually, go back a couple here. So that's the Maverick that we're about ready to show, and this is these all were lariats. So this in here is just a lariat, and they actually got this on a salvage title. Yeah. Somebody wrecked it, and they got it fixed. But that's the truck. So carbonized gray is a theme here. They have all of them carbonized gray. But so he has this is Fast Top, FASTOP, and it's a tonneau. It's soft tonneau cover, and they call this the Traveler. They have several different designs, but this is the Traveler. And so then underneath there, he pulls that out, and then a topper could come out of that. So you kind of store the topper into there, into a little bag that's kind of just hanging there. And you roll that up, and then you put the topper up in like 5 minutes. So there's kind of a, which I did notice in the video, somebody commented that we didn't show it completely up, but a side photo, because once he actually got it completely up all the way, we got to talking, and we never went back and showed a side shot of it. But we'll get one put on mine, and we'll show you the whole details. But anyway, I think they're reasonable. I think they were like $11.99, just under $1,200 for this.
Yeah.
And I'm very interested in getting this. So anyway, but pretty cool system. Some people said they didn't know how sturdy it would be, but there are straps. So when he first popped that open, there's a strap he puts down. So then that way he can tightly go do the stuff on the side, and then once he pulls the other, and then once he gets those down, there's another strap that kind of secures it so it doesn't move. It was pretty solid. It was done pretty well. So, but yeah, pretty cool system there. And but there you go. So there's that. So you want to take it back onto us before I go off of this? There you go. All right. Oop. What are you doing?
It's not letting both of us show. There we go.
All right. So there we go. So that's that. I mean, I didn't have a lot with that. It's just, there were a lot of cool vehicles. And next year, this year it was on the last day of the month, and the first day of the month was the first 2 days. In the car business, first day of the month, you're doing month end. So I had month end to do it. And Halloween, I wasn't going to take family time away from the grandkids enjoying Halloween.
Yeah.
Next year we'll be there. I'll be there at least for all 4 days, and we'll hit it. We'll be there
I'd
probably.
like to be there.
Yeah.
Getting
So
more.
we'll do more, and we'll actually get the video content to you. Like, we tried to enjoy Vegas too as well in the evenings. So that's why we weren't like editing content, because normally we would record some content, then edit it during the afternoon or something. But we wanted to get all the content we could because we knew we only had this one day. So next year will be a little different. We'll get some content. We'll get some videos each day for you guys. And it'll be different. But for this year, this is what we were up against. So.
I like Harley Quinn's comment. A topper than a rabbit if you're a magician. But, yeah. Usually we try and get our videos out quick. But being there on like the third day, half the stuff that we already wanted to do was covered.
Yeah, so. I mean, people covered Broncos. I think they said there were 80 Broncos. People covered that. I'd like to see more Mavericks there. I mean, I don't think that some of these companies, these accessory companies, are realizing how much the Maverick customers want accessories too. I mean, a lot of them cover, they have stuff for F-150s, and we saw some stuff for Rangers, and just not a lot of them are like, you didn't see. Well, we saw probably more Rangers than we saw.
Well, and I also get that Maverick hasn't been out for long, and no one could get the Maverick beforehand. So no one was able to start making parts and start measuring and getting everything that they needed until it was produced.
Yep. And I will say this. I know that Air Design works real closely with Ford. Another reason why I like partnering with them and talking to them is that, they also see the value in what we can do for them in a way of providing content out there for people to see what they have, what kind of accessories they have, and how good they are, and the quality. And so, he likes to work with other dealers that are getting that information out, but he works closely with Ford. He already has a 25 Maverick that he's working on parts for, because it's different than 24.
Yeah.
So, and he already has one. So that's how closely they work with Ford is that they're keeping that under wraps. Like, he has one because he knows they trust him. So it's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Anyway, other than that, let's hit some Q&A. And I know you're not feeling the hottest, and it's 9:30 here. I got to get up at 6 a.m.
Oh, all right. Not sure if you got my email. Just joined the channel the other day. Was wondering if I need to send my address to you for membership care package. Yes, if you are a new member, please send your information to @SarahDavis. Or sorry, not @SarahDavis. SarahDavis@lawmacarthur.com. So I can get that sent out to you.
Yep.
All right. We have a green here. Tim. Hope you have some fun in Atlanta. I know you'll be glad to be home to your own bed.
Yep.
All right. What is the process after my Maverick is removed from the train? Been off the train since October 24th. Does Ford do any inspection before delivery?
So Ford, it just sitting in line is what's basically happened. I mean, the trains move these vehicles so fast, but sometimes it can actually the train can set there at the train yard for like a week before they actually take it off of the train.
Yeah.
It's just it's, there's people physically take those off of off the train. It takes manpower, and there's short manpower basically. And so, so it can take like a week once the train gets there and the vehicle shows that it's there. Once it comes off the train, it can still sit there over a week. I always tell people, I said, once it gets to your like depot area for us as Kansas City, we tell a lot of people that have orders with us, once I see that it's off the rail in Kansas City, figure at least a week, or about a week. That's usually what I say. So you're looking at what now? 2 weeks should be any day now, would be my guess. That's my long-winded answer to that.
Yep. All right. Does the XLT trimmer have a different wheel? It has a different wheel than the XLT standard wheel, but
different than a Lariat.
Yeah, different than Lariat. It's not.
No, it's not different than the Lariat wheel.
So
the trimmer wheel.
Yes.
Trimmer wheel is the same whether it's XLT or Lariat.
Yep. Too many B Raptors at SEMA. We definitely need more Mavericks. They had 80 Broncos.
Yeah, there's a lot of Raptors there.
A lot of F-150s. I think it's time for Maverick to start pushing its way in.
Well, we might see that by next year, because by the end of this year, we're going to start seeing some stock ones. So,
very well, yeah. Tim's next compilation edited video. All of his answers to the many questions posed over the years, from how to order through final paperwork and delivery. Won't be as short. Help save his voice. Are Ford leases running higher than normal lately? Seems Honda, Hyundai, and Subaru have better deals on leases, unless it's just that case in New York.
I don't know. I mean, Ford has leases. It's just how good it leases. Depending on the vehicle, they're not great. I mean, you just gotta look. Sometimes you'll see that they'll get some deals here and there, but not always. It's just
Any idea if you'll have available an incoming 23 abandoned XL hybrid with only tow hitch option?
I don't know. Probably not, because everything we've had that come in is almost all of them have been XLT hybrid, Lariat hybrids. They've all been XLT and Lariats. So
yeah. Will you cover some of the changes to November's pricing and incentives? I know some of the rebates were cut.
We don't usually cover the changes in rebates and incentives. So, and mainly it's because it depends on when you buy or when you ordered, right? They get locked in. And I can't remember, when people, ordered the vehicle, what they were, but, current November incentives, I mean, we don't usually cover them. Could, I guess.
All right. Any pictures of the blue Bronco Sport?
The blue Bronco Sport? I did a video. Are you talking about the blue freewheeling?
Yeah.
Oh, you mean for the show? No, they're on my phone.
Okay. So another time, or go check out the video he made.
Yeah, I did a video, went live Sunday, I think.
Yeah. Yep. It is pretty. If Ford is trying to move me away from Maverick and onto Bronco Sport, they've got me with the freewheeling package.
It's pretty cool.
Well, I'm a person that I love my blues. I like the freewheeling package. I love it even more in blue. So they got me. The chin splitter, it wasn't on the website. Do you have a price on it?
No, like I said, it's new for this year. Just like this, the vent's not on their website either.
Okay.
So it's coming. It'll be in the Ford accessory site once it's available. They got some stuff for the Bronco too that they added that I'm interested in. That's not on their website yet.
Yeah. So someone said that they called Air Design, and they said end of the year or January.
There you go.
So
Yeah, it's slated to be for 24 model years, so that usually means once the 24 starts showing up. So once we start seeing those at the end of this month, December, like they said. So and I think we have some 24s that are in transit. They're supposed to be here like the last day or two of November. So,
yeah, that was all my questions.
All right. They're probably trying to save your voice.
Well, they're giving me ideas on how to help with the cough in the chat. So,
Well, there's a lot of ideas. It doesn't.
Yeah.
These things don't go away overnight, though.
No. And mine's not in my throat. It is solely in my chest. So it is in my lungs. It's going to be a hard one to get rid of.
Yep. Last time you go cheap on the hotel room.
Yeah. Are there any differences between 22 and 25?
We talking
Maverick.
Yeah, there'll be some differences. I can't tell you what. It'll be a refresh and look. So probably more than likely, kind of like they do most models, maybe some changes in the grill, bumper, the front, and some probably refresh of the interior and some refresh and maybe a new trim probably, or either a trim or a package or something like that.
So most of your aftermarket stuff, like on your bed and stuff like that, will probably be able to be interchangeable between model years at that point. But some of the things like the chin splitter or things that depend on how those things look would probably need to be redesigned.
Yeah. So yeah, there is a. I know of a trim that's coming, but I can't say anything about it.
Can't say anything.
I signed a non-disclosure.
And I did take a break today, so I was off today.
Yeah.
Oh, good, RagnarCon. He says his taco Rito was good to go, or it was tasty. Did you add the mashed potatoes in? So, all right. Any other questions?
Last call for questions.
But good to know. I might have to try mashed potatoes in my burrito next time. Freewheeling edition, that can be put on any trim level, right?
As long as it doesn't already have it. Yeah. I mean, you're not going to want to put it on any like other appearance packages, but it's
right.
Since that's a Ford Performance aftermarket, you buy it as a kit, and I think the dealership puts it on.
Right.
So technically, yeah, you could do it. Technically, you could put it on a freewheeling edition if you wanted, but you're switching out the wheels, so you got to think about that. So typically, I think they're focusing it in on being on a Big Bend and the Outer Banks, but probably could be put on a Badlands if you wanted.
What's that highest trim level?
Badlands.
Badlands. Okay. I was right then. I heard one of the reps on the floor talking to a guy about the freewheeling, and he goes, "What's the highest trim level?" And I was about to speak out and go Badlands, and the guy was sitting there going, what was it again? I really wanted to go Badlands. Held it back because I wasn't sure, but I was correct.
Well, I am. So this week I am. So what I'm doing here, and I said I was going to mention that earlier, and I didn't, is that I'm here for a Model E intensive training. So learning how the EV buyer looks like, or some different things that we'll need to do differently for an EV buyer, and delivery demo, that kind of thing. this week, and we got, we drove them. Not only did we test drive vehicles, use the Blue Cruise 1.2, all that other stuff, but also charging, which was an eye opener to some of the, not for me because I've had an EV, but to how that works, and that kind of thing, and some of the other stuff. So I didn't realize, and I actually have been telling some of our customers, because when I was charging, I was just using the different apps that the different chargers had and put my credit card on each of the apps. But technically, there's like 6 or 8, or about 6, I think 6 or 8 different charging networks that are in the Ford Pass, and you could just go into the Ford Pass app or on your screen and go ahead and initiate that charge without having to use their app. So like we were at a charge point and they were using the Ford Pass app to start the charge. So yeah, I'm learning things too here, but also has that experience look. We are really looking forward to getting. I mean, like we talked about chargers. So not only for us, like, okay, the requirement is as dealers, get these chargers installed at your dealership. Well, there's other things that we think about as well. So how is the experience for somebody passing through using our chargers, right? We want people to come through because it can be a revenue for us as a dealer as well. And so, like, okay, is it raining? Are they going to want to get out in the rain and plug their vehicle in? Is there coverage? So we're talking about that. Is there efficient lighting for after hours? What about, is there any amenities that they would want at our dealership? So is ours, can we have somebody with a trailer pulling through being able to charge at ours? So these different things that now we've opened our eyes and saying we need to make some changes, right? But also having chargers on our dealer lot, we can show those customers, here's how you would do a charge. Here's how you plug it in, especially people for the first time that have never had an EV. And they're scared that first time of that charger, what that's going to look like. And so we can actually show them and run them through how to charge the vehicle for the first time and that kind of stuff. So, so we're even going to put together some videos that I'm going to do, some how-to videos for their EV on charging, on ProPower on board, how to use it, on different things like this. Some of them I already have. All I got to do is throw them in there. And we're going to provide this stuff when they buy the vehicle, provide a thumb drive with those videos on there so they can just plug that in and they can watch them, but also provide QR code to those videos so that if they want to watch them on their phone, they don't have to have a computer to see them with the thumb drive. So providing some options. But anyway, so that's kind of what we're here for, and learning those things and bringing those back. We wanted to bring the whole team. We have like 6 or 8 EV specialists, but they capped us at 4 people. So we brought one salesperson, somebody from service, because again, that experience for service as well when they bring those vehicles in, and then myself and the general sales manager. So it's pretty cool. But so anyway.
All right. We have a couple of questions. Can you pay charge with pass points?
I don't think so.
All right. Have you seen a Lightning or mach-e with the NACS charge port?
No, they're not going to have them until 25 model year. On the vehicle, not till 25 model year. So okay. They'll have adapters will come out in January.
All right.
Till November. So
did you have to sign an NDA for some of the things displayed and discussed at SEMA?
No. No, on the Maverick, it was when I saw at the dealer meeting. Because I saw about 5 new products coming out in future years that I can't talk about. So Bronco has some cool coming out. Bronco Sport, Expedition, Maverick. I saw a new trim level coming out for the F-150 for 25. But again, things that I can't mention. So I saw a lot of cool things at the dealer meeting. But again, like I said. So anyway.
Well, that's all of our questions.
All right. See, my back's kind of hurting anyway. This chair. Support.
Found it.
All right. Well, nothing else.
All right.
One reason I didn't drink any kind of energy drink tonight is so that I could actually go to bed at a decent time. because we won't get back till after midnight in Kansas. So anyway, all right. Anthony, thank you. Smash the like button. I always forget to mention that. Appreciate that. So if you're watching and you haven't, smash the like button. It does help the video out and spread it out and get it out to other people. So I appreciate that. But,
thank you for all of the well wishes.
Yep. Yeah, that was crazy because, I mean, yeah, that's both. Man, it just affected both of us because all of a sudden.
All three of us, because Levo's been crazy too.
Yep, because we were.
It turns out he's allergic to the cough or to the off-brand of Mucinex. So he has hives on top of everything.
Yeah.
So.
Crazy. All right. And I think it might be other than your mom and I going to Moab for off-rodeo. I don't think I have any other trips planned to the end of the year. So, yeah.
What date are you going to Moab?
I think the 9th. The Saturday of December 9th, I think, somewhere in there.
Oh, December 9th. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so are you going out?
We're going to drive out.
In Kansas?
Huh? Oh,
November 18th.
I think so.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I think so. We'll see. I need to find a hotel.
Yeah.
I want to do that, but yep. I want to test out the new Bronco suspension, and so.
Well, then let's go out to Tello Creek.
I need to get an air compressor, so more flat. I ordered. I don't know when that was. It's been a while now. A new air compressor, dual chamber air compressor that will stop at whatever pressure I want to set it at, and the air up and air down hoses. Got the hoses. The other was on back order, and they said they're hoping to get it soon, and it's not in yet. I said I kind of will need it by November 18th, or else I won't be able to go off roading because I can't. I got to be able to air my tires back up.
Yeah.
So I need an air compressor. So if you guys
can't count on other people being there like we could in Colorado.
Nope, and you can't. I mean, you got to provide me one, and I got 10 days to get one. Yeah. So,
because I mean, in Colorado, we were going with experienced people that have setups in their vehicle, but that was a bigger event where you thought you actually had one that would work, and then it wasn't working. But then the rest of the trip, we were like, okay, we're going with experienced people. They have this equipment. We can do it still.
Yep. I don't want to rely on other people. I'll do it myself.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. All right. Well, I think that's about it. And, yep.
All right.
All right. I think we'll call it a night.
Yeah.
Thanks, everybody, for watching. And appreciate you watching us. And I guess we'll see you next week or until the next video. And don't forget to stay positive, be kind to one another.
And be kind to yourself.
And we'll see you later.